Right, this is going to be a big rant that I really need to get some things off my chest. I've disguised my voice for this recording. It's an audio recording, which I'll probably upload as a video so I can make an easy link to it. My voice will be disguised to protect my identity because I don't want anyone finding out about these being my real feelings about a lot of things because of my position, who I am. I certainly don't want my family finding out how I really feel. I don't want my friends finding out particularly, apart from maybe some really close ones. I certainly don't want members of my community groups that I'm a member of finding out, and the public in my particular town. I just don't want to be I want people to know that these are my real feelings, but I don't want to be identified as the person behind them, save for only a few very confidential people. So apologies for the voice disguise, but these are just things I need to say. I need to get out there. I may send this to a therapist or something. I don't know. But I'm posting this publicly because I just cannot handle it anymore, the way things are. And I don't know what to do. So a few trigger warnings. This rant will include topics of mental health, self-harm, and religious and political discussions will all be covered in this topic. So if anything like that, and talk of disability as well. So if any of that is gonna trigger you, this might not be something you want to watch or listen to. This is completely unscripted as well. I'm just running off instinct really. So if I forget to say something that's part of what's bothering me, I may have to do a few separate follow-up discussions and addendums later down the line. With all that out of the way, let's get into my rant. So a little bit about me. I'm not going to give you my name, my real name that is, but what I'm going to tell you is that I am very keen performer, so that's another reason, because obviously I've got an audience and stuff like that who come see me because I do gigs and stuff as a bit of a musician. I'm also a keen Amdram person, so I'm on stage in my local town a lot. So that's something I do a lot. And I'm married with 2 kids, 1, 3 and 1, 1. And I'm in my 30s. I'm not going to say exactly my age. I don't want people working out who I am. And my other hobbies included cinema. I'm very enthusiastic about movies, and particularly superhero movies and action films and stuff like that. And I'm was a very keen skier as well. I'm not going to go too much more into about what I am, and I work for a charity, and yeah, I'm just going to say I work for a charity as an office job. I'm not going to say any more than that, really, because obviously I don't want my work finding out about this stuff either, and there's confidentiality in that. I'm telling you all this because because a lot of these topics about who I am is going to crop up in what's going on. So right now I'm going to say quite honestly, I have never been so miserable in my life, and this has probably been going on for about 4, maybe 5 years. I don't know exactly the trigger point of when everything started to go downhill, but I've got a few theories to suggest. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that I'm saying this in speech bubbles, I am a speech bubble Christian as such, but I don't think that an actual Christian would count me as a Christian because I don't, if I'm honest, and this is one of the reasons I'm keeping this private, I don't practice the Christian lifestyle the way I should if I really was a Christian, and I'm just being honest about that. I'll go into the depths of why that is the case later on. I do attend church. My wife is a devout Christian. She believes it all, the Bible and everything, and all that. I don't think there's any such thing as the perfect Christian, so I'm not going to say I'm not going to try and claim that she is, because that would be stupid. But yeah, I should be, and I've tried to be, but I'm failing at that, and I will get into that as a discussion later on. So let's talk about why I'm miserable at the moment. We'll sort of go backwards, I think, rather than go forwards through my journey. I think I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to start from where I am now. I'm currently in a very, very bad place. I am regularly self-harming, and it's usually bashing myself over the head with my fist in absolute rage. I am constantly in this flux of anxiety. I am feeling a lot of resentment and anger. Who towards? I want to say almost everybody, but it's probably not entirely true. There have been some people in my life who have been really trying to help me and have done their best for me, I feel, like my parents, for example. And, you know, I've got nothing bad to say about them. And some people who, there are some people I'm not angry with, I'm just angry about. I'm confused because some of my anger is at God, which is why I think I'm failing as a Christian. I'm at a point where I'll talk about my faith first. I think we'll go there and then I'll drift off somewhere else. But I got to the point where I haven't read the whole Bible. I find that really, really a real struggle. I'm also on the autistic spectrum, by the way, so that will come into play later. I forgot to mention that at the beginning as well. As I say, this is unscripted. I'm completely going off the book. I'm at the point where, yeah, although I haven't completely read and understood the entire Bible, there are several scriptures I could quote, but I'm not going to use scriptures in this rant. I just want to talk from the heart rather than using unless there's an actual relevance to do so. I'm not going to quote any scripture. Yeah, I've had a lot of anger at God, and I think that stems from where I am in my life. But I'm also angry. Well, I'm not really angry with my wife. None of this is her fault. But I am really, really struggling in my relationship with her at the moment, and I can't tell anyone about it because she probably thinks we're absolutely fine. She knows there's a problem with me because unfortunately sometimes I've self-harmed in front of her, but I don't think she knows that she's sort of unintentionally been part of the problem, or at least I feel that way. I've dropped a hint, or I've tried to say it to her once before when I was having a really bad episode and she got really upset, and I completely understand. And I ended up sort of pseudo lying to her a bit and saying that she was one before and that it wasn't her fault, it was all me. And that's not really how I feel, but I just couldn't bear to see her that upset. Oh crikey, this is hard to say. But I really do need to say this. Because the way she behaves around me, uh, as a wife and mother, triggers me so very, very much. But I don't think I don't know whether she's the problem. I feel like she is sometimes, but I don't know. But I really feel I can't help it. And also, as I said, she's a devout Christian. She is the one that brought me to religion. And as I was about to say earlier, but I got cut off when I got distracted, I'm at a point now where I believe God exists, but I don't want to, because his existence means that he has sat on his throne and allowed me to go through these years of misery that I feel I'm going through at the moment. I know people have worse problems. I will describe what my problems are. I am aware that people have got worse problems than me, but it really isn't nice to have so much and then lose it. And that's what I feel has happened to me. Yes, wonderful things have come into my life from a society expectant perspective. Yes, I'm being sarcastic somewhat. Because I've achieved exactly what I've done what probably a very high percentage of people probably would want to do out of life. But I was happier before I had most of that stuff. I'm being serious. I'm sorry if that's upsetting any of you, but I need to tell the truth, and that is what the purpose of this rant is, to tell the truth. Because if I don't get this off my chest, I need to know what to do. I need to know how to get out of this situation without hurting anybody. But I'm at a place where, yeah, I believe in God, but I don't necessarily trust him. I don't have faith that he, I do believe he loves me, okay? I do believe that Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross and died for our sins and died to give us a chance into heaven. I believe if I actually did do everything God wanted, gave my life to him, blah, 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 like they tell you, I probably would have a chance at heaven. I most likely would, because that's what it says, right? The trouble is, I just really don't know if heaven's worth it. What I've had to give up already, what I have given up. One of the reasons I'm angry with God is not only just because of the pain I'm going through, but because of what I gave up for him, effectively. I am struggling with being a dad. Particularly my youngest one is hard work as a toddler, but, can't really be helped. Oldest one has some developmental problems, but is lovely. It's not really the children themselves, but it's the work that goes behind it. I have to be honest. I did not expect it to be this hard when becoming a parent. But at the same time, I'm what you call a regretful parent in the sense I didn't know. I did. It's not that I didn't want kids. It's the fact that I was okay with it. My wife really wanted kids, and I think she would have left me had I flat out refused. But I was more of an open to it rather than absolutely want it. Side note, and this is why I got sarcastic about societal expectations. It needs to be said, shouted from the rooftops. Only have kids if you really, 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 really want them. I think if you have even the slightest of doubt, don't. Because it's really so much more work than anybody tells you. And it changes your life in ways more than anybody actually tells you. It's traumatizing me. It really is. It's not their fault. I'm not angry with the kids. I don't want to say I'm angry with my wife, although I am at times, but as I mentioned before, but I've given up so much to parent these kids, right? I've been exhausted through sleep deprivation. That side of things is getting better, but I do still get some sleep issues. But it's like everything I do has got to accommodate them. That's caused financial problems as well. So yeah, picking up where I've stopped recording for a while. I'm picking up again. So parenting, yeah. A lot of hard work and sleep deprivation and childcare issues because obviously because of financial issues we can't afford to have childcare all the time, and it makes my work life balance very hard. I'm sometimes having to go see to the kids. I work from home, by the way. I'm having to go see to the kids, or at least one of the kids, our baby, in the middle of my working day, and there have been times where I've even missed meetings because baby's been crying. Yes, we have got people helping us out, like grandparents and stuff, but sometimes because with the best of respect to her, my wife is so picky with what times the baby should sleep and stuff like that, and what she's doing. And obviously, she's trying to juggle she's trying to juggle looking after the other one. She's trying to juggle her job in and what she's got to do herself. Sometimes I've had to dive in and help with stuff in the middle of my working day. And as I say, I don't like it because it's supposed to be, work is meant to be my escape time. And I shouldn't, it's horrible I even say that. Don't get me wrong. I love playing with the kids. I do love my children, and I'd do anything for them. But as I've probably hinted earlier in this rant, I'm not really a children person. She is. I'm not saying I'm not prepared to put my work into it. Of course I am.